Imagine that you had saved some money on the sidelines waiting to be invested, but then all of a sudden the stock markets collapsed due to economic uncertainty. You decide to invest your money in the stock market after it fell 15%. However, it fell an additional 20% after you invested your money. But you're not worried at all because you are a long-term investor. Who knows, it'll go back up in the long term. However, you get a call from your boss and he says that you're being laid off because the company can no longer afford you during these hard times. This makes it difficult for you to keep up with your bills, so you have to sell your stocks off at a loss just so you can keep the lights on. This is a true story of what happened to many investors back during the 2008 financial crisis. And in this video, I'm going to give you tips on how you can invest safely during a bear market. Before we get into the video, make sure you drop a like and subscribe down below. It really helps out a lot. Make sure you stay till the end of the video because I'm going to give you one bonus tip on how to reduce your stress during these times. The first tip is to know how much you can afford to invest in the stock market. A lot of people on YouTube right now and other long-term investors are saying buy this stock, buy that stock, buy this stock. They're telling you to buy so many stocks because so many stocks are undervalued right now, which is a good decision. However, you have to have a limit. Before you start investing in the stock market, you need to make sure you have an emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of expenses. And essentially, you need to have 3 to 6 months of expenses in a savings account. This is recommended by almost all financial advisors. It's going to help you continue to make your bills and keep food on the table if you're ever laid off during a crisis. And it prevents you from having to sell your stocks off at a loss like many investors had to do during the 2008 financial crisis. By having this emergency fund, you're going to be able to safely invest for the long term and not be worried about having to sell at a loss. Also, you cannot invest any money that you need for any short-term financial goals. For example, if you have a kid right now and he or she is going to college next year, you don't want to invest that kid's college savings in the stock market because you never know. It could be even more down next year and you won't have enough money to pay for the kid's college tuition. However, you have to be investing for long-term goals. Like say if you want to buy a house in 10 years, that's totally fine. But not for short-term goals because the stock market is really volatile and it could be worth less in the short term. But for the long term, you can count on the stock market in general being up, which makes it good for achieving long-term financial goals. The second thing you need to do during a bear market is to invest in companies that have really strong financials. In order to assess their financials, I'm going to give you some metrics that you can look at. The first one is the debt to net income ratio. I like to calculate it by dividing the company's long-term debt by their net income. My general rule of thumb is to look for companies that have a debt to net income ratio no more than 3. A debt to net income ratio more than 3 really starts to indicate that the company has way too much debt and it's going to be really hard to pay it off given their profit each year. And companies that have debt to net income ratios less than 3 really have enough cash flow and profit to pay off their debt in a reasonable amount of time. You also want to invest in businesses that have plenty of cash. You don't want to invest in any business that really doesn't have a lot of cash. This can make it hard to pay out their dividends and it can be really hard for them to continue to operate when sales are down. During the middle of April, many companies are going to come out with their earnings report. And they're going to say that we're expecting to make X amount of dollars in earnings per share this year. You want to take the amount of money that the company is expected to pay in dividends this year and divide it by their net income they're expecting to make this year. This is going to give you a payout ratio. And you're going to see that payout ratios are probably going to go way higher than they were when you invested in the company. You want to look out for companies that now have payout ratios of 80% plus. You're going to notice that many companies that had lower payout ratios, maybe 60-70%, might now have payout ratios that are 80 to 90%. This means that they're paying a lot of their net income in the form of dividends. This can be a good indicator that they're going to cut their dividend. And if you're a dividend investor, you might want to hop out of the stock before they do cut their dividends, possibly next quarter. However, if you're just a long-term investor who's looking for capital appreciation, you will still want to stay in the stock. But it's still really good if you calculate their payout ratio so that you're not surprised if you do see a dividend cut. My last tip for you has to do with finding the perfect business to invest in. Investing is all about two things: finding a wonderful business and buying it at a wonderful price. Well, it's an ideal business to invest in if it has a product or service that cannot be equally provided by another company. A company like this would be Amazon. I'm just using Amazon as an example, and I'm not saying to buy it right now. But Amazon is a company that has a wonderful business, and the service they provide is helping small businesses and even large businesses get their sales online. And Amazon provides access to a large base of consumers on the scale that no other e-commerce platform does. Another way a company can provide a product or service that cannot be provided by another competitor is by having a strong brand. You have to remember this: every company has a brand. You know a brand is good when it gives them a bunch of customer loyalty. Customers will go at this store just because it's this brand. Or if it allows them to charge a significantly higher price for their product just because it's made by this company. If you invest in wonderful businesses with either wonderful brands or wonderful products and services, you're going to be set for the long term, because no other competitor can realistically compete with that business. They have such a strong moat that they're going to be in it for the long term. And here's the bonus tip I promised at the beginning of the video. This is going to help you deal with stress. During a bear market, you should not be looking at your portfolio often. It's going to be down, and you should not be checking it every day. You know it's going to be down, but by looking at it, you're just building up more stress. And plus, just looking at it is not going to help it grow. It's just going to give you more stress. If you're taking a lot of stress due to the bear market, I would just recommend honestly investing in an index fund. Index funds are an excellent investment for the long term, and you're going to be so diversified. If you invest in an S&P 500 index fund, you're going to be invested in America's 500 largest publicly traded companies. That's more diversification than you need, and it's a really safe way to invest if you're taking a lot of stress. Make sure to like and subscribe, and let me know down in the comments below what you look for in a good company for the long term.